Hey guys, how are you doing? I've got, oh my gosh. So I got a bunch of comments on that last video. People saying that they just found me. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for coming. Thanks for checking me out. I'll explain in a minute a little bit more about me. And a lot of people were also saying, hey, it's great to see you again, as if I'd been kind of wiped off the face of the planet. What's really funny about that is that I just put out a video. It was the Ask Amy from April 29th, message from JFK and Faith. In that video at 17 minutes, well, just go to the 17-minute mark, which is also kind of funny. Go to the 17-minute mark, and I did a reading on why I had it to where if people would make about 5 to 10 comments, and then the comments were completely disabled, and you couldn't say anything after that. So I did a reading on that and why my views went from 3 to 5,000 of, per video to like 300, 400, something like that. And, this is over the course of like the last, I don't know, 2 years or something, like 2, 3 years. I don't know how long that's been, but I knew there was something up, and I had already kind of read into it before, but this was a more extensive reading. If you want to see why you weren't able to see me for a while, and or why I'm just now new to you. It's because the good guys behind the scenes, I believe it's the good guys behind the scenes, have been kind of protecting me. But also, I said that when they let me go, when they let go of some of these constraints, it could be a very, very good sign for you guys that things are taking an upswing. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm about. Because and then I guess all right, so I'm going to reference a video right now too. It's from April 21st. It's the Great Awakening video, a recap, and I'm wearing like a brown flowery blouse. Okay, so go watch that video. If you don't know what's going on in the world, if you think everything's fine, if you think everything's like going well out in the world right now, then you need to go watch that video immediately, because you got a lot of catching up to do. We're in a psychological war right now. And so you need to know about it. You need to know about it and not be afraid of it, but you need to know what's going on so that, because we don't want to go through this again. We're ascending to another level. We're going to the new earth, and we need to know the error of our ways in order to get better. It's like you can't go cheat on somebody in a relationship and not do something about it to become a better person, to be with that person again, if that's going to happen. You can't reconcile something unless you've taken a look at your shadow side. You got to take a look at the stuff that you let happen that led to that moment of cheating, and then you got to fix it. Whatever that is, you got to heal it. So us as a world, actually, it's on a worldly scale. Us as a world have gone off the rails. We've gone off the rails, and there's a good reason for it. So I give you lots of resources in that video if you want to go take a look at it again. It's the April 21st Great Awakening update, a recap is what it says. And I have a brown flowery shirt. That'll get you up to speed, but you'll be very curious about a lot of that information, and it'll just be the tip of the iceberg. But I'm happy to help you guys if you want to reach out to me on Telegram or Instagram, or email and just ask me for some resources or ask me for further guidance. I'd be happy to help. Okay. So for those of you who are back watching me again and don't know what's going on, or you're brand new, let me just do a recap. I used to be all about true love. I used to be very fluffy unicorns, fairies, and everything, and I still am. Fairies are very real, so are unicorns, guys. Just that's going to come out too. A lot of things that were hidden are going to be coming out. So don't laugh at anybody right now. If they say things like that, don't let your ego get the best of you. That's a demon whispering in your ear because they know they want you disempowered. They want you not knowing what's going on. They want you to smack label on things and judge them and everything. So I used to be all just talk about that kind of stuff. And I used to work as an intuitive spiritual teacher at the Lighthouse bookstore for years. And then I broke out on my own when they were trying to demand that we wear those things on our faces all the time. And the whole world started going crazy with that stuff and started believing everything hook, line, and sinker. And I thought, what is going on right now? Then I got out of Boulder. I left the city after, like, I don't know, a couple of years after that happened. Because I just felt like nobody had a brain anymore. Like they couldn't even think for themselves anymore. And I thought everybody's gone completely nuts. I'm out of here. I got to go. And there were a number of other factors that made me leave too. It was like God just was like, give me a tower moment. Go now. So I am now in Texas. And since then, God's been guiding me and helping me. When I say leveling up, you guys, that means like spiritually leveling up, like having all kinds of epiphanies and realizations, feeling stronger, getting more tools, getting more psychic abilities. All of that's been going on in the background this whole time too. I've been doing like things like fasting for 21 days is like nothing for me, and it's very beneficial to you. It'll heal your entire body. It's incredible. If you guys should feel so inspired to do some fasting. I have a video on Rumble about it on my journey the first one that I went through, the first 21 days I went through. I went 7 days without eating anything at all. No, actually, my first 7 days, I had no food, no water. Okay. So there's so much is lies out there. So much we're being told is lies. You do not die if you haven't had food or water for 3 or 4 days. I went a whole 7 days. It didn't feel great, but still, it is possible. I mean, the things I've gone and been through and discovered, and I've gone back through and looked at things I used to believe that I don't believe in anymore. I was a Bible talk leader for many years, a long time ago, or actually, I was in kind of a cult type church for many years, a non-denominational, very charismatic church for many years. But I was a Bible talk leader for a little bit. And I revisited that whole thing too, just to do a whole study on that. And that was very interesting. I think that was last year. So because I know that a lot of people are still hooked into that dynamic, and religion, there's so much about it that's totally wrong and false. And in fact, a lot of Christians don't realize, but they're practicing witchcraft. It's just people just unaware. They just don't know. And they really hang on to those beliefs too. They get in fights about it, and this church against that one, and they're all wrong. Anyway, so yeah, I went from all of that talking about fairies and unicorns and all that kind of stuff, and I made the move, came here, and then started to delve into. Now, even when I was at the lighthouse, I was told intuitively, you are going to here are your specialties, bringing together the divine masculine and divine feminine and balancing those energies out, helping them understand one another, bringing them together into union, so creating these power couples for the new earth, really. And then it was going to be going after the dark side. Now that I had a lot of resistance to. When I heard that, I was like, I don't want to have anything to do with the dark side. I really was. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I didn't know anything about it. It made me feel incredibly uncomfortable. And I was like, why would I want to even see stuff like that or deal with stuff like that? And it's been actually really miraculous and really incredible the way that God has allowed me to do it. He's used he shaped my abilities in such a way that I only see certain things and I only see it in a certain way. So it's not at all like I thought that it would be. Like, we make these conclusions, we jump to these conclusions and these judgments of what we think are going to be out there. But yeah, I'm pretty detached from it in a way. It's like very detached from it, actually. So I'm here to just educate you guys so that you can see what you're dealing with and also not take things personally, because If you're dealing with depression or anxiety and all of that stuff, it's not you. And doesn't that feel great to realize it's not you? And then when you experiment with it and just do some energy work on your depression, do some energy work on, your anxiety, and it's gone, it just disappears. You're just like, maybe it was just demons. When you can be so angry at somebody and realize, oh my gosh, wait a minute, these demons are shouting in my ears. That's all that's going on. And you address that, and you address the demons. You turn your attention on demons instead of attacking your partner, instead of attacking your friend. You see the demons for what they are, and you just very peaceably take a nice deep breath. You tell the demons, no, thank you. Get them the hell out of here. And you take command. I mean, the Bible even talks about like taking command. Like you are the commander in chief of your own life in your own vibration. So what's more powerful? Walking around being oblivious, not having any clue. I have a good example too to bring up. Somebody made some kind of comment about, she said, so dark you have become, with tears. So dark you have become. That just made me laugh because I was just like, how could somebody possibly come to that conclusion? I talk about demons and all of a sudden that makes me a bad person or something. I'm just like, that person was so clueless. And they didn't, people don't understand. And the funny thing is guess what would make somebody put a comment like that under somebody's video? So dark you have become, with judgment and tears. Those are demons, my dear. If you're even watching. Because you have to have a pretty open mind to be watching me. So yeah, if you ever have the inclination to put a negative comment underneath somebody's video, I challenge you to try something. I challenge you to not put that comment underneath someone's video, and I challenge you to actually write it on a piece of paper. And if you're really brave enough, you'll take a look at how you actually feel that way about yourself. And that's more truthful. Was I the dark one who was leading people to the light, to feel lighter in their relationships and not take things out on other people because they realize it's not them, it's just demons? Is that light or is that dark? Who's in the light and who's in the dark? I'm helping lift people up and let their burdens off of them. I'm helping them see things for how they really are so they can actually fight the good fight. While she's making a negative comment on somebody's video, judging them for supposedly being dark or something. So obviously she's the one who's accustomed to and used to listening to demons. So when you start to mature and in your spirituality, you start to want to see yourself. You want to start to see whenever you start to lash out or make a judgment or make somebody feel bad about themselves, or you feel inclined to write somebody a super long email, any of that kind of stuff, you have to stop. You have to stop and reflect. Why am I feeling so inclined to say this? Why am I judging this person? That's when we're getting someplace in this world. And if each and every one of us starts to take personal responsibility in that way, and it could be the other way around. Some people are so positive in a fake way. Like, oh, my blah, 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 blah. And if they're looking up at somebody and putting them on a pedestal too, and they're not, they're beating themselves up for not being the same or whatever, they need to stop and reflect too. Why am I putting them up on a pedestal and putting me down here? They're the same as I am. They're just living it a little differently. It just looks a little differently, or they're practicing more than I am, whatever. So it's really a time to heal. And it's time to ask questions, clarifying questions. Rather than jumping to a conclusion, try to understand. Try to understand what somebody's saying. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them grace. If they didn't say a certain word right or whatever, or they said the wrong word or something, be clever. Be thinking, why was that word used? I know she probably meant such and such. So I bet that's something I needed to hear right now. Oh my gosh, I bet this pertains to my coworker. Yes, now I understand what that person was talking about. And you'll have all these epiphanies because God makes people say certain things and do certain things to get us triggered and to get us to realize things. It's all working together for good. All things work together for good in Romans 28:18 or something like that. I guess what I'll do is, for those of you who are new or returning, again, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad. I just wanted to let you know, like, what's going on with my business right now. It's called Awakened Alliance, and the website is awakenedalliance.org. It's a private membership association. So you must be a member in order to utilize my services. And so you have to agree to the terms and conditions. The $22 you pay for an entire lifetime is free, because once you pay it, once you get on the inside, excluding my calendar because they're not linked, anything you buy through my website, your first purchase takes $22 off. So it's totally free. If you buy something, obviously, if you buy something when you get in, which, if you're a supporter, why wouldn't you anyway? I mean, a lot of people just ask their like Ask Amy Q&A question and they got it right away. So, it's so minimal. It's so minimal. And it's just a formality, because you have to pay something, and it's got to be, I think, above $20 or something to be like somebody becomes an official member. So, yeah. And so I offer a lot of the same things as I used to. Oh, okay. So wait, let me go back. So you become a member, and so that makes you a general member, and that's for $22 for an entire lifetime. And you get it back on your first purchase, except excluding anything that's on my calendar because they're not linked, like I just said. Then there's the next level up, and that's the Daily Boost subscription. And you'll see, once you're a general member, you'll see like little constant reminders. Join the Daily Boost, join the Daily Boost. You'll see it up in the navigation. You'll see it, here and there. So you could read those testimonials to see what that is and read about it. I have a little video that talks about what it is and everything that it entails. And I've got, a list of all of it when you go to join. I mean, it's all there. But basically, I do a blessing, at least one blessing or prayer for everybody in the Daily Boost every single day. And a lot of times I get a lot of promptings to protect them a lot more than that. I put like corridors around them. I teach them certain prayers that are very, very powerful that they can use in their everyday life to protect themselves as well, and to clear their energy, how to smudge their home, everything that you can do to protect yourself and stay in a good space and a high vibration. I give them the inside scoop on a lot of things in my life that I don't tell the general public necessarily. So the Daily Boosters are a step closer to me. They're on my heart and on my mind all the time, because I take them with me everywhere I go, every day. Everything that I do, I am feeding the energy of the Daily Boosters all the time and protecting them all the time. So, and if I ever experience anything wonderful, I also lend that energy to them. And you can read the testimonials for yourself to see what they feel and what they go through being in the Daily Boost. Usually they find solutions and things working out like never before. Like, things just unravel for them in the best way. Things start going forward, getting unstuck. They feel happy. They feel lifted. They get epiphanies and realizations. They look at things differently. They just feel uplifted. They feel calm, and those are all, by the way, fruits of love, not darkness. So, yeah, so a lot of people who start the Daily Boost never want to leave it because it feels so good to them. And any of you Daily Boosters, feel free to leave a testimonial in the comments below and share with anybody who may not have experienced that yet. So, so there's the two levels. There's the general membership, and then there's the subscription to the Daily Boost, and they charge you $99 a month for the Daily Boost subscription. It used to be more than that, as I wanted to make it affordable to everybody. And the Daily Boosters also get 10% off of everything on the website, including readings. So, but I've also decided to I've decided to give you guys a special deal. Those of you who are either first timers or you're coming back after a couple of years of not seeing me, you can order a remote reading for 20 minutes for $99. That's the same price the daily boosters pay, pretty much. So, but to get that special deal, you need to email me at awakenedalliance.org, amy@awakenedalliance.org, and just say welcome special in the subject. And I will give you like a shortcut link to go schedule it. You're going to have to agree to my terms and conditions. So I definitely suggest that you read through those. And there's a link to do that when you get this. But yeah, and you can try out the a 20-minute reading if you haven't yet, or see if they're any different than they were before when you used to get readings, or if you just always wanted to, or whatever. Feel free to take me up on that. Okay, and my services might change in the near future. So just go look at my services page and see what's available there. And what's available is what's available. And I don't know how long I'm going to be offering that welcome special either. It's going to work until it doesn't anymore, because I end up deleting it because something happens. So if you've been thinking about it, I would definitely jump on it right away. It might be available for a week, or it might be available all the way till June or something. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. So just whatever's on the services page is what's available, and I will honor whatever's there at that time when you purchase something on there. Okay. So I'm going to try to keep the services page totally up to date. I also have home pages for the general members and for the daily boost members. So you guys can always check that for the latest information. I also put a lot of information underneath all of my videos. So if you wonder what my website is, again, you can look down there. And I do a lot of time stamping, which is really helpful if you want to go look for certain information in past videos too. Okay, so these are some of the things that I'm offering right now. I have a weekly Ask Amy Q&A. Those used to, doesn't matter what they used to be. Right now, what they are is you submit your question by Sunday night in America, and I make a video Monday mornings answering all of your questions, and then I put the video out. So it's a pre-recorded video answering your questions. That's $33 per question. So you could order that. I have an Amy Answers in Audio that's $44. And that is in WhatsApp or Telegram. I send you a message answering your question on there. So you send me, when you place the order, please already be somebody who uses WhatsApp or Telegram, or do not order that, because I really don't like it when people order it and then ask me how to do everything. So I'll end up telling you to please, don't waste my time. Please go to YouTube and figure out how to do it for yourself. Please, because that's not, I even say on there, I specify, please be somebody who already uses WhatsApp or Telegram. You're familiar with it. You reach out to me and leave me a message. Just, you have to have my phone number, which you get whenever you place an order. You should have my phone number. Take that phone number, plug it in, put me in as a contact in your phone, and it should come up in both of those apps very quickly and easily. Just reach out to me and say, hey, I ordered an Ask Amy question, or I ordered what is it called? An Amy Answers Audio. I ordered an Amy Answers Audio, order number, blah, 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 and here's my question. So just reach out to me, and that way I'll get notified, and I'll go, oh, okay, yeah, I got to get to that. And then I'll get on it as soon as I can. All right, remote readings. I still do remote readings. I do 20 minutes or 45 minutes, and I use Calendly. And so you go to the services page and you click on either 20 minutes or 45 minutes, and it brings you to a place where you can schedule your reading. Usually if you're in the United States, we talk over the phone. And if you're international, we have to talk over Zoom pretty much. If we use WhatsApp or Telegram, it won't record. So if you want it recorded, we usually have to get on Zoom. So for that reason that I'm always juggling domestic clients versus international clients, I do try to keep that line. Otherwise, I would just Zoom with everybody. But what happens is after the Zoom session, it takes a while for it to download, quite a few minutes to download before you can start up a new Zoom. And it gets really difficult. So I like to stagger everybody and I like to offer both. So, but if you have a special request and it's important for you, even if you're like in the US and you think, I really want to Zoom with you, please ask me first and let me know. And maybe even remind me of that on that day, or just send me a quick text message and say, are you jumping on Zoom with me? And I'll be like, oh yeah, you're going to Zoom with me today or whatever. Cause I don't usually do Zoom for, for domestic. Zoom is reserved strictly for international clients for the reason I just told you. But I do make exceptions if it's important for you. Okay. My normal hours for doing those remote readings are Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 1 to 5. And I do have after hours though, but it costs like another $10 or something like that more than if you stick to the days that I usually work doing those readings. So if you do want an after hours reading, meaning you want to do it on a different day than usual, just let me know. Send me a text message or send me an email. Again, amy@awakenedalliance.org. Or you can text me and say, can I get the after hours code, please? Can I get the after hours? Can I get an after hours reading? Make sure I'm available, please, because I may not be. But, just ask if you can do an after hours. And then then you can schedule it in the after hours thing. And then I also have emergency calls that are 10 minutes for $77. Oh, did I tell you the price of the readings? The 20 minutes is $111 and the 45 minutes was $222. Okay, so emergency readings, yeah, for 10 minutes is $77. And I really try to stick to those 10 minutes, you guys. So please be good about respecting that. Whatever minutes you've signed up for, please respect that. And what I'm doing to adhere to that is I'm not going to send you your recording if you go over your time. So I have to have some kind of boundary set up where everybody tries to walk all over it, get an extra 5 minutes or 10 minutes or even 15 minutes sometimes. And I'm just like, wow, what are you doing? So, so I have to set that boundary. You don't get your recording if you go over the time that you signed up for, okay? Unless, now some of you can say, hey, if you have the time, I feel like I want to do another 20 minutes. Is that okay with you? And I'll keep going with you for that extra 20 minutes if I know you, or if I feel good about it, that I'll just say, sure, we can do an extra 20 minutes and then you pay me afterwards. Again, you go order like a new reading. And then that pays for your extra 20 minutes. Okay. So yes, emergency readings are available. With emergency readings, sometimes you're able to schedule them last minute for the most part, but sometimes I don't get a notification if I'm out and about, and if I don't have any clue that you signed up or did anything, then I'm going to miss your time. So just to be sure, you might want to send me a text message if I don't call you at your appointed time for the emergency call. Send me a text message and say, hey, I ordered an emergency call and it was supposed to be for such and such a time. Make sure that you tell your time zone, because my time zone is central and might be different. So you could say, I ordered something for 12 o'clock Pacific time. Not sure you're still available at that time or what time you might be available, but just wanted to let you know, just reach out to me. And because if I get a text message, usually I'll hear that in the other room, or I'll notice it pretty fast. So that's how that goes. Okay, I talked about that already, I think. Okay, I think you guys are pretty much caught up. So again, there's a welcome special going on right now. And if you want to take advantage of that $99 for 20 minutes, then send me either a text or an email at amy@awakenedalliance.org and just put welcome special in the subject, and I'll give you a one-time use code to use to schedule yourself for a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Okay, and you can schedule out for like a month if you want to, so you can get it for later and just not use it. And I'm really flexible with time. I do mentoring too. So you guys can check that out on the services page too, if you're interested in that. But like if you order 45 minutes, you only use 20. I don't know, that's pretty rare. But if something like that should happen, I'll make note that I owe you 25 minutes or whatever. And some other time we'll just, we'll figure it out. We'll text back and forth until we find a time that works. I'm very flexible. So I'll make it work, however. Okay. Wow, I think I've gotten to everything I meant to get to today. So, and we don't have any asking me questions this week. I know I told a lot of you I was going to disappear, but I didn't tell you when. I was just giving you a respectful heads up that at some point I'm going to be pulling back for a bit to reassess some things. And that still may happen, and it may happen. I just don't know. I'm just giving you guys a heads up that that could happen. It doesn't mean that I'm gone yet. So just take a look at my services page, and if there are services there, then I'm offering them. So take advantage while I'm still here. And while I'm still doing the readings that I'm doing right now, because things could change pretty dramatically overnight. Okay, so yeah, now I'm going to go record a daily booster. The daily boosters get a video every week. So I'm going to go do the daily boost video next. But you guys have yourselves a great week. Hopefully you're doing well, taking good care of yourself. Hopefully you're aware of the demons and you're warding them off. And you're staying in the present moment as much as possible, because that's the key to everything. All right. I love you guys. Send you guys a big, big hug, and I will talk to you later. Bye.